Hey, AfterBuzzers, we are covering Project Runway All Stars Season 6, Episode 11. Nina's crushing it, and we got Nina Garcia in the design center. What do you call that place they stay at? Nina was there, and we got a lot to talk about. Finally, the judges did something right.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome. It wouldn't be a Thursday night without us.
Sure wouldn't be.
Super glad to see you guys here tonight with us. Jump in our live chat if you want to have some interaction with us. So we love to hear what you guys have to say. And we got a rainy day in LA today, so we're missing a host today. But we've got the awesome Mayte Carrillo and Michelle Uberreste in the studio. And I'm Michael Shirley, as always. So tonight's challenge, I had a big problem with the fact that the designers were just really all about like their own ideas of a resort instead of really being inspired by like the Candy Crush world. I feel like only one of the designers really embraced the color and like the fun, like pop, ness of all of that. But what did you think about it?
First off, I was really excited because I'm like, great, we're going to do it with a lot of color, fun shapes and sizes. And when she mentioned it was resort, I was like, okay, now we're going a little bit more soft and something more wearable, comfortable. But I agree with you. I feel like there wasn't so much of the Candy Crush aspect to it. Besides, I think it was Ken, right? Who used a pop of color. And then Anthony tried as well incorporating that with the little holes and the stitches. But it just, I don't know. I feel like we'll get into the outfits one by one, but overall, it was okay. It wasn't the best, and I feel like the judges really praised it.
Yeah, in my head, I was kind of, I think, juxtaposing it with our Shopkins challenge we had in
that's right.
Project Runway Season 16, and the designers had so much fun with that, like with volume and color. I mean, I know it was for a kid, but I don't know. This has like childlike aspects to it. Right. This kind of challenge, but I don't know. What did you think, Michelle?
I mean, for what the designers end up designing, you could have just taken the entire Candy Crush part out of it, right? Like just design resort wear for the mountains or the beach.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. I mean, even Ken kept saying, "Oh, it's for a party in the Hamptons." Party in the Hamptons. I'm like, bitch, is Brule Bay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like they kind of had their own idea because I think they heard the word resort and were like, ooh.
I feel like they're just taking themselves way too seriously at this point.
Maybe. It was kind of strange to see they were all kind of wearing the same thing when it comes to like pants and a dress.
Yeah.
It was only one, right?
Yeah. It was
two, no?
Edmond's that scuba suit.
And then Anthony with the shorts. But it was kind of like a dress over shorts.
Yeah, it was.
And then we had Stanley, too.
I think that is something that we see so much in Project Runway is, like, as the challenge, like, nears an end, it's kind of like when... Have you heard about, like, when people get married, they start to look like each other, or, like, John and Yoko? Like, I feel like John and Yoko are the best... like illustration of that because like they really look nothing alike, but as time went on it's like they started looking like the same person.
They're all synchronizing.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what happens like by the end of our last Project Runway. Everyone was putting straps on everything.
Copying Brandon's look,
I don't know if it's because the way they say it on the show, it's like, oh, we've all been doing this and we're wanting to show this, while we still have time. But is it because they're all looking around the room, the whole competition kind of trying to do that?
Really
or is
odd.
It
like
is it the chicken or the egg? Like what is it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that you consciously look around the room and like get ideas, but I mean, I think everybody's different. But like the only person, it's not common to wear a dress with pants. Okay, so the only person I could see doing this is Fabio. Like he has that layered look or whatever. Everybody else, I'm like, really from Stanley or from? And I mean, even Ken's. I mean,
his shocked me, but in a good way.
But it was a little different. It had the skinny pant. It wasn't like this big, huge pant.
Right.
Stanley
Right.
had the same thing with the big pant under the big billowy dress, and I don't know. I really don't know what possessed them all to.
Did you find on your season any like sort of aesthetic like would creep in, or did everyone kind of stay true to who they were?
I think mostly people stayed true to who they were as a designer. Like you, I mean, I think over time, like the past couple of seasons, I'm questioning. Like I'm even looking at Fabio this time. Like he's been on this show. This is his third time, I think. And I'm like,
I can tell you, I've got it written down.
Some challenges, I say, yeah, that's totally Fabio. I see it. But then there, like even this one, I'm just like, if I would have seen that as an anonymous runway, I wouldn't have picked that to be Fabio. I'd be like, where is this?
Yeah.
Yes, this is Project Fabio.
Like, are they just playing the game at this point? Because
Yes, Fabio has been on Project Runway All Stars before.
Yeah.
So has Anthony. Let's go through this.
Because to me, it's like, even
Edmond
if
has
you've done
not.
this before, you want to showcase, like, something that you're going to bring that's unique. You want to show the world something that's you. You don't want to just, like, win the, you know, challenge or the game. Like, this is really an opportunity to show, like, millions of viewers
Yeah,
what you're capable of.
I feel
Right.
like I feel like maybe that's how they start, and then as time goes on, they kind of just pick and choose what they want, and then also
Trying to make it out by the skin of your teeth sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not. It just I don't know. I wonder if they look back and they're like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have done that, or I should have tried this
Well,
differently.
that's interesting to mention because having looked through all this, I love how these are like empty. Having looking through all this, I see that Stanley's the only one left who has not been on Project Runway twice. But Edmond actually has not been on Project Runway twice. But we were sad to see Edmond go tonight.
Yeah.
Not that sad.
Well,
So-
yeah, you're kind of right.
He
aren't
deserved
you?
it.
Talking
Yeah,
about
that was really
Stanley,
bad.
Olga in our live chat says Stanley started with a classic wraparound dress and threw everything he could at it to make it more innovative. He needed to stop several steps back.
I mean, I like what the judges were saying. Like, this would have been cool just as a blouse and then a wide leg pants. I would have liked it,
It was
a
too
million
much.
times
We'll get
better.
into that when we have the pictures up. But just to let everyone know who is watching our podcast before the show, which I think is so cool, the designers were given the challenge to design a piece of resort wear, and the look needed to be inspired by a land within Candy Crush, and they were given $200 in one day, so we're all going to keep that in mind. And the winner got the chance to collaborate with Candy Crush, the designer of Candy Crush. Very vague about what that collaboration will be, but some things coming down the pipeline, and the lands in which they had 5 options of the lands that they were going to be choosing from, and those winners were chosen by the high score.
Right.
As they made all the designers play the game, and Ken came away with the high score in that. So as we saw later in the night, I think that worked to his advantage.
Totally.
He knew right away.
So I think that's about it for the opening thoughts. You guys ready to move into the outfits?
Yeah, can we talk about Alyssa real
Oh,
quick?
yes. Yes.
Can I just say?
Yeah, I know she's like always a hot topic in
Yeah.
our live chat.
Yeah,
you guys
she is.
Be sure if you want to get in with it get in on it with us. Stop by youtube.com/reality competition.
TV competitions.
Reality TV competition.
Yeah. And join our
Um,
live chat.
Yeah. What are they saying about Alyssa?
So
She
right.
had 2 outfits
okay.
tonight.
Yeah, she had 2
Yeah.
outfits tonight, and I just want to add, she looked better than previous episodes.
She
Yeah.
did.
So props to
I
her.
think it's probably her best
I think so.
episode
Yeah.
for her.
And before we even started filming tonight, we already had people in our live chat talking about Alyssa's outfit. That's why I'm like, oh God, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Olga says someone bought Alyssa a full-length mirror for her birthday. Her outfit suited her body type and her coloring. Now I've seen everything and can die happy.
Yeah.
Also, Meg says, hopefully it doesn't die. Sorry. Hopefully it doesn't break on the way to DC, because we know they're headed out to DC
Yeah.
next week. And then Joyful JAJ says, once again, I'm here before I watch the show, and I'm interested to see what Alyssa wore. I thought she looked a bit better last week. So it's like give and take. But
I don't think you saw what Alyssa wore the first time, but we definitely saw it. It was like very Candy Crush.
she was in theme.
Yeah. I didn't like how the collar was trying to like match the bottom.
Oh.
I would have liked that to have been just like a plain white, like Wednesday Addams kind of collar. But
I like that pop, though.
I did like the bottom of the dress.
Yeah.
And the blue was not bad.
It was very pretty. I really liked it.
What did you think about the blue
Did you
dress?
like it?
I think the blue was great.
A little old.
But I think it actually fit her figure. Like when she came out, I was like, oh, okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. It wasn't like, I'm always expecting every week, like, what are we going to be dealing with now?
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like Alyssa, as opposed to Heidi, they always dress her so like
Dowdy.
on the nose with the competition. Like we had the one with the galaxy, star, and then she had a dress with stars on it, and it's like very literal to me. And I'm like, that's what the designers are not supposed to be doing. So you shouldn't be wearing that. Like Heidi always just wears fashionable things. She doesn't try to like be like, hi, I'm a unicorn today.
She doesn't really jump on trends with
Right.
her outfits, and I feel like they kind of try to push whatever like the 40-year-old actress like trend is like at
Yeah.
the time for her.
But I think that's just not to her advantage. But I thought she looked great today.
Heidi just has her own style from the day she came
Yeah,
out on the
she's seen
runway
it all,
till, you know
so-
what I
True,
mean?
but like it's not. It doesn't relate to the challenge in a
Yeah.
weird, cheeky way.
She has costume parties every year for that.
Right.
God,
So-
those are amazing.
Yeah,
your
wouldn't you
Halloween
love
parties.
to go to one of those?
Hell
Those would
yeah.
be amazing. But yeah, well, let's get on to the outfits. First up, we had Stanley in this little. When I was looking at this dress, and it was reminding me of something. I feel like I wouldn't want to say it's something Margarita Alvarez would make.
Totally is.
But it feels like something like
You're saying that because of the hat.
the hat, but the dress.
the
too.
dress,
Okay.
the dress, and the pant. I feel like it's like a silhouette.
Yeah.
Margarita Alvarez
agree.
would get with.
Yeah.
But there is so much going on here, you guys. We've got a fedora and like what are they calling those dresses with like is it like a choker dress? Like
A keyhole?
I don't know. Yeah.
we keep seeing these like V cutouts. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's a keyhole. It's like kind of like this peasant dress, really puffy sleeves. What are you laughing down there for, Carrillo?
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay. And we've got like a bulky little, kind of like a maxi dress that's been chopped off at the knee. And under that, we've got some super wide leg white pants with a really thick green trim. And when I saw them making this look, I thought I was really going to like it.
Me too.
I didn't see the top material. I don't think they really showed much of that because everyone was scared of his pants. They were like, those are some good pants. But when you looked at them up real close,
Ooh, Lord.
they looked really bad.
Maybe
Like,
that's why he
Sure
covered
did.
him up.
yeah, I could have sewn those better myself.
Jesus, they were terrible.
But the pants were great. Like if they were made well, they would have been great. And I really like the sleeves on this dress, but that's about it. I felt like the print of the dress and the fedora kind of like dated the outfit in like a bad 90s way, and like I just kind of ruined it for me.
It was just way too much going on. This reminded me of like what I would wear as I'm getting ready for work. Like I wear a dress. Hold on, let me explain. As I'm getting ready for
wear a
work, and
hat?
I'm like, no, and it's raining outside, and I have my PJs underneath, and I have
Okay,
my
yeah,
dress,
yeah.
and then
Okay,
I
now I
have
get
put
it.
on a fedora and
Yeah,
run
yeah.
outside real quick, take out the trash or something. Like it's just way too much
It's
going
like
on.
everything from the calf down's cool. I love the shoes paired with that, because I forget exactly what it was, like lemonade, like lake or something was what he had. So I really like. Oh look, I won something on eBay. Sorry, I should turn my sound off. But yeah, for me, everything above the calf is just like Benny and June bad. You know? Do you know that movie Benny and June from the 90s? Michelle,
I don't
I'm
watch
sure
any
some of you
movies that
out
you
there.
watch.
Oh my God, it had Johnny Depp and whatever.
that film.
Yeah, see, I'm not crazy. It was around Gilbert Grape timing. But yeah, I get mad Benny and Jude vibes from that. And now you have something you have to go home and watch. So.
I had to write that down myself.
Michelle, don't even. Your favorite movie's Men in Black. So like whatever. Like,
Michelle, really? Your
not
favorite
even,
movie is Men in
yeah.
Black? I don't know. He asked me and I had to say something.
Oh God, learn something
Michelle
every
has told me
day.
she has like not like the exact opposite movie taste of me, and I figured we'd probably have more like in common cinematically, but maybe not.
I don't think
I don't
so.
like I don't like like
No.
comedy blockbusters like at all. Do you?
Yeah,
That's what I thought
do
you probably
too.
like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
from
do
what
too.
you were saying. But yeah, this was a lakeside resort where, I mean, I guess the hat makes it kind of
I
lake
don't
friendly.
think so. The
But
hat's like really Cabana or like Miami. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Like I think without the pants it could have worked, but it would have been boring. And then like I said, if this was a blouse with the pants, I think it would have been better. But I don't see lakeside at all.
never in a million years would I think this had anything to do with Candy Crush.
Totally.
Unless I was
Right.
looking at the
Totally,
ankles.
yeah.
Right.
It's like
Or the
that-
shoes.
And that's that's what I
That's it,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, like everything around the ankle area is like
So what
bright
did
and
you give it?
colorful. I gave it 3 stars just because of the pants.
But you can't
I
even
loved-
Yeah, you
admire
can-
the pants and like you can't see
I w-
any aspect of
I
them.
wish she wasn't wearing a hat, and I wish that dress was solid white that matched the pants.
That would
That's
have
what I
been
want.
better.
Yeah.
That print is pretty hideous.
And I wish you just spent a little more time sewing that leg. But what do y'all think about
There's
this
some
look?
weird. I gave it a 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, I gave this 2 stars just because
He showed up.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of
I
sewing,
mean,
but-
the pants really. I felt like he was really going somewhere with it, and then he just
Yeah.
gave me this, and I'm like, why did you destroy this outfit with that dress?
Even just with like a baggy blouse. It coulda
that,
looked
and
really
he could have
cool.
just instead of that dress, he could have cut that out and just kept it as
Or
a blouse.
tube top. That would
Taken
have
off
taken
the
him like
fedora.
5 minutes to make like a tube top,
Yeah.
like in white or something.
Taking
Like, I don't know.
Taking out the fedora, pulled her hair back, called it a day, wear the same shoes, walk down. And
Yeah, it would have been better.
Yeah.
And the pattern is so
Simple.
not candy to me. It's like a
No.
messed up houndstooth. You know? It is. It's just not. I just hate that they really didn't embrace. I mean, I know they told them they didn't have to use like the colors, but I hate that they didn't embrace that like
Inspiration,
pop,
yeah.
like that pop factor of it.
Well,
Well, let's move on to the next outfit, which was my least favorite of the night, and this was the judge's least favorite of the night. This outfit got Edmond sent home. His inspiration was to be like a mountain sports wear, Marshmallow Mountain is where this girl lives,
Marshmallow
and
Mountain.
I don't see any like, I don't know. When I think of that, I would think white. White's gonna be your thing. Snow, marshmallows. I was thinking maybe like when he said he was doing like a ski suit, I was thinking like a white and like a bright blue, like real fun. And like when I was looking at I don't really feel like this looked a lot like his sketch, but this
Not at
is
all.
just horrible. It reminds me kind of like of sand art. You know, like in the 90s, like the
yeah.
black sand and you pour the yellow sand. It looks like some sand art I made, like at the mall. But yeah, clearly he's never been skiing. Because you would never wear neoprene skiing. You would never wear anything that looked like a scuba suit. Like, it looks like he got the lakeside resort wear. Like,
It doesn't look anything like Edmond is the thing that bothers me. You
it
know?
looks like a weird, like a scuba version of his outfit last week.
Like you think when I think of like the mount, I don't think of like the actual active wear of skiing, but like hanging out inside the lodge, drinking,
The only
hot
thing that gives me that
chocolate.
is the scarf, and you could have put
Right.
anything on the neck.
but it's
Right.
like the way that you interpret what it means to you, mountain resort. So even if he's never been skiing, he should have swifted that around and been like, okay, this is what I think of. This is, if I've been to the mountains, this is what I would wear, or picture someone wearing. Not
Snow
the
bunny
idea
is really
of it.
fun though. I don't know why he would take it this direction. Like
and it has not
a
like
mountain's like as high as you can go, and like the
Yeah.
ocean's like
He
as
was-
low as you
He
can
just
go.
wasn't thinking about like the bigger picture. He was being too literal and just very narrow-minded.
It wasn't literal. It was like wrong literal.
But it doesn't even. It's not even his aesthetic. You know, like he does these weird.
I don't really know that I
with-
know what his aesthetic is, to be honest.
But I think he always does these kind of gowns with like, you know, he did like the rose. Like I could imagine him doing a marshmallow dress with like fur puffs or something. You know what I mean? And like it could have been interesting.
That would have been more Candy Crush.
Yeah.
And he could have easily pulled that off and said, "This is Candy Crush resort style," or something.
Yeah.
If I were one of them, that's what I would have picked. I mean, I know it was the last one and that no one wanted it, but that's the one I would have picked.
I would
'Cause
have
think
picked
it would have
that
been
too.
fun.
Yeah.
Like use like fake fur and just make it really fun. And we saw like I keep referring back to last like Project Runway season 16, but we saw Kentaro do like a really fun snow bunny look.
Oh, yes.
That white bit that he had done a while back, and he won that challenge with it. But it's just so sad to see that, you know, that's what you're making.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the next to last episode. Like it doesn't look high fashion, it doesn't look fashionable. It looks like kind of something you would get at a scuba shop.
And not to mention the crotch fits terribly.
Oh,
Yes.
and I like how he said, well, I was giving it an extra inch because she's going to be skiing. I'm like, what?
Anthony was like a big.
He looked like he
something
wanted to
real
see what was
big.
in there.
Yeah. On our live chat, Joyful JAJ says, when this first came up, I wondered whether Joshua was still there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I can see
Olga
that.
says, it's very utilitarian, like something you'd throw on because it's warm and you can move around it while you're doing your outdoor chores. It's just
Before I
there.
jumped into the ocean.
Yeah. And then Max says, more like a burnt marshmallow.
Oh. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I gave this 1 star just because he fucking freaking showed up. So, what about you, Michelle?
A 2, because I like the scarf.
You like the scarf?
I like this better than Stanley's, just because at least the idea of it's like sleek, and I like the scarf. But that's about it.
Yeah,
I feel like-
question now if I should have given him that much. But
Don't you think like the scarf is just kind of like chopped off at Mood? Like they just kind of like cut it off?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
okay, there's nothing he actually did to that scarf.
Yeah, there's no, or he must have just seen it lying around. And he's like, I'm gonna grab this. Make
Yeah.
it
Can you
work.
imagine
yeah,
this
yeah.
without the scarf? It would just be like.
I don't know what it would be. It would be just a straight up scuba suit.
It would be, yeah.
Not good. Not good. Let's move on to my favorite look. I never thought I would like anything Ken did or said or anything, but this is so great. She looks so powerful. I love the belt, and it's just great. There's nothing I don't like about this outfit. And they're always saying how negative I can be on people, but this is not on a curve. This is great. I love this outfit. It is so good. This is what we want to see on Project Runway. And the fact that he made this in one day just like
So,
floors me.
are you saying you gave this look 5 stars?
5 stars.
Wow.
Even better than
That's a-
Helen's last week,
know.
which you hated.
Don't remind me, please.
I wish I could give this-
I don't want to talk about Helen's
I
look
feel like
last
this
week.
is better than that one, and I gave that 5
Totally.
stars. So I
Yeah.
feel like I give this like 5.5
You woke on the right
stars.
side of the bed today.
Whatever. But this is supposed to be inspired by a beach resort, and it was Brule Bay, which he was going for a very Hamptons look. And maybe Brule Bay is very Hamptons, because whatever it is, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what you guys think about this look.
The color is great. When it walks out, it just hits you in the face
Oh.
in like a good way.
Before you get too far into it, we need to let everyone in our podcast, just in case you haven't watched the show, this is a like almost, I wouldn't say neon yellow, but like a really, really bright yellow.
Yeah.
The lime.
Like
Is it more like no? Was it lime green or was it yellow?
it was yellow.
Okay.
Like a strapless. I don't want to call it a jumpsuit, but it's almost like a
is a
strapless jumpsuit with like a built-in cape that's like dyed to match. I just love it. Oh, I just love it. Oh. What about? Well, go on,
Okay.
Michelle. Go on.
I don't know. It's just so impactful when it comes out. It's the color and then the movement, and it's so simplistic yet interesting. And that's the hardest thing I think to do about design. If you're doing simple yet effective, the belt is a perfect addition. It's just like a straight
Yes, there's
piece
a
of metal.
silver belt that's like underneath too, and I like that it's not holding down that cape. I
Yeah.
like that it's just like a pop when she moves.
And I like that the pants are skinny. Because I think
They're
this...
not too skinny.
That's
Not
what
too
I was
skinny,
gonna say.
but they're not so voluminous, you know, like everybody else had these
You can still
voluminous...
see her feet.
And because
Yeah.
the cape is already voluminous, you know, but
Yes.
it's really chic and modern. It looks expensive.
Kelly Osbourne wanted the cape to be detachable.
I do
and
too.
I love Kelly Osbourne, but I don't know.
Definitely needs to be detachable. I gave it a 4
feel like there would be
point.
hardware somewhere that I wouldn't like if there.
I don't
if it
know
was
how you
detachable.
do it, but if I was gonna wear this, I would want that because because then you could throw on a jacket over the top, or you could change
can
it
do
up
that
No,
with that.
day to
though.
night. I wouldn't want all of
that's
that.
I would just
not
end
good
up
enough with
losing it.
Yeah. Or forgetting it somewhere.
I just feel like if I wanted that, I would just buy just a regular jumpsuit, like,
wouldn't
a,
even-
like a strapless jumpsuit. But that is what that is.
I would
don't
like
know.
it both ways. I give it a 4.75.
You guys want it all. 4.75. Go home. No.
Almost perfect.
I don't think we've ever had that before. 4.75.
It's so perfect, but I just wish that was a little bit removable.
That's the one thing. So maybe if she hadn't have said that, you'd have never thought that.
Yeah.
No, I definitely was thinking that when it came out.
All
Yeah,
right, I
because
believe
no.
you.
I like transformable things because it's like easy to change, like from day to like you could almost wear this to the office with a blazer over it, and then hey, I'm going to the party
If
on
it
the
didn't
beach.
have the
and-
cape, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mayte?
I loved this look. I feel like this is just 5-star worthy. And the color said everything. The way the belt was positioned, it wasn't too
Yeah.
high, wasn't too low, was perfect. This had pockets, which makes a huge difference.
Perfect model for this.
To-
I mean, her
totally.
skin tone just really lit
length,
this
right.
up.
Yeah.
The length of just everything was just so perfectly nicely done for being a one-day challenge.
I like where the pants stopped.
Right. I feel like he couldn't have done anything better. This was just amazing. And
I didn't think he had it in him,
Yeah.
but he
So,
does.
Bravo, Ken.
Yeah,
you did
I've
amazing.
Definitely got to change on who I want to see in the final 3.
Yeah, they're bringing it together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is all stars. Let's see what
Yeah,
you got. And
he
he actually
brought
proved
it.
himself. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, from the sounds of that, I venture to say that is our highest rated outfit of the season.
Yeah,
What?
probably.
I think that buys him a ticket into the. It's not Fashion Week. It's just like
I don't know what they're doing. They're
they're
going to
like
Washington,
the playoffs,
D.C.
The
whatever it is.
The
I
top
don't
2,
know.
the final
Yeah, yeah,
2,
yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, I think it'll be a final 3, but I don't know what you call that. What do you call the room they shoot in? The studio?
Their workroom?
No,
Oh,
like
not
the
their work room.
runway room.
Oh.
Yeah, the
I was trying to
runway
figure
room.
that
The
out in the
runway.
intro. I was like in the
Yeah.
runway
The
room,
judges circle. I
the
don't know.
judges suite. Yeah.
Judges sweet.
All right, well, we got 2 more outfits coming up. Now we've got Anthony's, and his look was supposed to be inspired by safari resort wear. I thought this was nice, but that's about it for me. I really didn't like the fact that the belt was like cream colored, whereas the rest of the outfit was like bright white. It just kind of like, I was drawing my eye to it in this weird way, and it wasn't like some fancy fabric. It was just like kind of like a woven jute kind of fabric.
So pretty.
Yeah, I like it too.
I
Yeah.
just wish the belt was the same color as the outfit, like a solid white. And I didn't pick up on the fact that the shapes in this outfit are very Candy Crush. And I think that was super smart.
And subtle.
And I'm glad Kelly Osbourne picked it up, because I don't know if any of the other judges would have picked it up, because they probably don't even know what Candy Crush is.
Yeah.
And, you know, like if you were that busy, or like you're
I've
not
never
sitting
played
around,
Candy-
but
yeah.
yeah, none of us played Candy Crush.
Yeah, right. They have to sit around for hours before they're filming. They're just playing Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
that-
Getting their makeup done.
Is that what you imagine Georgina doing?
Oh my god. I don't.
Yes, for everyone in our chat, this is a solid white. What would you call the cut of that pant? Booty short?
No, it's
No,
a romper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
romper.
It's a sleeveless romper. Really, really high. Really, really textured. It's got those great safari qualities with like the pockets on the side and that typical cut you see on like a military type of an outfit. and like a doily eyelet kind of fabric, which I thought was.
It's not really doily
Yeah.
though.
It's
I think it's more modern than. It's not really a doily pattern.
It's like a modern doily.
Okay.
okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like a modern lace.
Yeah.
A modern lace.
A modern lace. I'll
Yeah.
take that. Yeah.
I mean, I know it probably wasn't like there, and they wouldn't have had time to dye it, but I would have loved this in like a bright candy color. You know, I feel like that
Yeah.
could have like put him up to be against Ken.
Orange.
The color kind of. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What
that
was his,
bright like pink orange that Jimmy Choo just was doing
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
Well,
perfume.
safari. Like, give me a safari color.
But
Whatever
they're-
you represent.
No,
They're
that's
in,
too
but they're in this
literal.
candy land. So the
Yeah.
safari, the trees are going to be like pink and purple
Yeah.
instead of like
A pink and
brown
purple safari?
green.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I just would have liked to see that, and maybe even like using different colors within it, like make color block it, like make the pockets one certain color. But I would only do that if they were like bright colors. I
Yeah,
just thought it
no.
was. Kelly really liked that it was white and thought that was really smart. But for me, I really wanted to see more colors from the designers this week. But I guess Ken's outfit's just gonna have to be enough for me.
I like the white. I like that it's monochromatic, but I really like the idea of it being an orange too.
What do you think about the color blocking, like with the pockets? I think that
No.
could
I
have
don't know. I like the monochrome because you already have the textures playing
Yeah.
each other and the details of the. You have the little slit.
And
Maybe
with
if
the
it was
belts,
really
too.
successful, like a third season colorway.
Well, I do like that the belt is
You're
kind
thinking
of
way
this-
out there.
I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
a business mind.
I do like that the belt is a little off color. Like if it
Why?
I do
was
too.
orange and maybe the belt was a shade darker. Like I like that subtle because it makes it expensive to me. If you do it right, if it's not just like, oh, I accidentally picked the wrong white, that's one thing. But like I think,
That's what it looked
It
like
was
to
no.
me.
but I think it takes a certain level of taste to be able to do that, where it's one shade off and it's intentional.
God, you said that so perfectly.
Maybe
like,
it's her skin
just-
tone that doesn't do it for me. Like with that,
No.
maybe that's why it doesn't work for me.
This is just, it's a beautiful outfit. It's very nicely done. The details to it are very nice. But, gosh, and then we're implementing here Candy Crush. And
Right.
I do agree that this should have been a different color. But overall, he did play it safe. That's for sure. But I really like this
Like
look.
if I was gonna do white, I would have done white with like red color blocking, so it's kind of like a peppermint. Like that's
Oh,
what I would
yeah,
have done
maybe.
with that. Like I would have given it red pockets.
Something unexpected. Yeah.
Maybe the shorts could have been a different color. Only.
Like the belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
This might
Like
sound really weird, but I kind of would have liked to see like a lycra kind of like biker short. You know, like a biker short,
No.
like a white, like just for more texture,
It's
more
just so
layering.
classy. This looks very
Yeah.
classy.
And I like that it's modern, but it still has that nod to the safari, where it's not like, yes, this is every safari dress we've ever seen, you know?
I don't. Maybe it's just
Very
the
youthful too.
proportion of it is just kind of like, well, it just stops like right there. I think that
I like that.
it.
Everything you're saying, Michael, we're like, oh no, we kind of like it.
I gave it a 4.
it just.
I give it a 4
It's
as well.
got all the layers with it. I would maybe want to see a little more layer at the. I would like to see like a tight short underneath.
No, I
that.
think it was just perfect the way it is.
I gave it 3.5.
That means you kind of liked it.
Yeah, like I said, it was nice. I like totally don't agree about the belt thing. I think I love dyed to match. So when I saw Ken's thing, I loved that. But I don't know. I feel like that looks more expensive for me. But I don't know.
Disagree,
I think it's
disagree.
because of the fabric in the belt. The fabric on the belt is very like island.
So rustic, expensive,
So
classy.
bleached out. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
How much would that cost? So much.
Send it to me and I'll wear it.
I got a belt like that. I can give it to you.
All right, give it to me.
Well, we got one more outfit up, you guys, and that would be Fabio's tropical resort wear look. We saw this in the workroom, and we were like, I cannot even believe they liked it as much as they did.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of like the pants and like the split thing, but it wasn't tailored to her body. I feel like it wasn't tailored to her body. It was way too loose up top.
That's
Like,
your problem, the tailoring.
And the trim. I was complaining about the trim
And
the
the
first
shape,
time I saw
and
it.
the fact that it's longer in the front, and the pants,
It's
and the
supposed
colors.
to be longer in the front. You don't like
I don't
that?
like it.
I don't mind it so much.
I don't mind it either, but it does look really
Adds
heavy
to
on
it,
her.
though. Yeah, it does. And the chest just looks really, really, really heavy, really untailored. Like I said, I like the idea, but it just wasn't. It was sewn really badly. Like when he was talking about how he saw the mistakes, they were like showing all the mistakes, and they were pretty significant.
Yeah, I don't like the white outline to it. It looks very cheap to me.
I think what would have made this a whole lot better. I hate the trim. I hate that belt. Hate that. Would have taken that off. I would have
Totally.
used a totally different color belt. And I would
It
have.
was fine without it. It looks really,
I
really
would have
nice and
added
elegant without
another
that.
just because it's Candy Crush, I would have added a totally different color belt to give it a pop of color, and I would have lined that dress so that when you saw her walk, you'd see a completely different color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a green or
Oh,
it would
God.
just. There's
Yeah.
so much you could have done with this. I know you only had so much time, but when you look at Ken's and when you look at that toga, it's just kind of
But
like
he could have
whatever.
just cut the pants and did like the lining. Or I mean, I don't like the trim either. And really, what kills it for me is the colors. I know, okay, we're going colorful, but like they don't work for me.
They're
at
kind
all.
of boring colors, yeah.
And then the pants added with it that are dark and they're wide and it's just too much going
Yeah,
on.
being that it's tropical, it might have been nice to see like a bright blue instead of a dark blue,
Yeah.
and like
Oh
maybe
wow,
like
that would have
a
been so pretty.
like a really bright yellow lining underneath, and where it's just kind of like
Yeah.
parrot colors.
Yeah, the underneath
but-
could have been a different color as she walked by.
Yeah, and
And the
that would have been a
back.
great color to make the belt, whatever the underlying.
Right.
It's just so much wrong.
Can I just say
With
that
this.
back? It was just very beautiful. It was so pretty.
I didn't really catch the back.
I
You
too
didn't get it, the
much,
back?
no.
Oh yeah,
I
it
thought
was.
it looked tack on and unresolved.
I thought the back looked so much better than the front.
Unresolved.
Totally.
It was like we're pulling the apron around to the back. Oh, we don't have enough. Okay, we'll just stop it on the side. It
Right.
kind of makes her butt look wide and
Good.
I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
not- It's definitely
For
not
those who
doing
don't have-
any favor for her
And
bust.
it kind of looks circusy to me. I don't. Does it look
It
circusy?
is a little circusy. I do see that.
I don't know. I don't like
Little
anything about it.
Kind of clowny.
Clowny.
I give it 2 stars. What about you guys?
I gave it half.
Oh,
Half of 1 star?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I gave this 3 stars because I really like the back of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I should have paid more attention to the back. But I just think he really should have amped up the tropicalness of all this. Because tropical, candy, like it's the same color scheme. So Edmond was our loser, as we stated earlier. And our winner was Ken. Really no competition.
Was this
tonight
Ken's
here.
first challenge that he won?
don't
No.
know.
I think he won
Oh, no.
a pair.
With Fabio,
Yeah.
right?
They didn't really have a chance next to that outfit.
Yeah. You knew it right when it came out. You're like, that's it. It's over.
Can we say too that at the end when it was between Ken, no, it wasn't Ken. It was who went home? Oh,
Ed.
Edmond and Anthony.
Yeah.
Michelle and I were
Anthony was
looking
our-
like, oh my God, Anthony cannot go home. And when they said Edmond, we're like, okay, thank God he's we're gonna see him.
Anthony is their personality this season
Yeah,
for sure.
we love you.
Yeah.
I think he's more creative too. I think he deserved to stay.
Totally.
Today he did.
I think
Today
overall.
he did.
All
if
the
you pit
time.
them against each other, yeah, definitely.
I still hate that space outfit. I
Yeah,
can't let it go. That big old
Let it
round
go.
thing.
Let
Yeah.
it go.
that was a miss. But overall, if you look at their bodies of work, like who deserves to go, move on to Fashion Week or whatever
Edmond
it
has
is.
been kind of forgettable most of the season until last week. He didn't really even get much camera time this season. I don't feel like.
No.
I feel like that's a good way to figure out who's going home too. Stanley
Yeah.
got a lot of camera time. Anthony got a lot of camera time.
I feel like Anthony's just gonna win
And
it.
Ken's been getting more camera time, whereas he wasn't getting a lot in the beginning.
Well, sometimes they edit it as the show goes on, and so if things change,
Right.
then
Well, they're also only down to 5 people now, so.
right. But then they can compensate, so you can't
Yeah.
just predict based on that necessarily.
Well, you guys ready to get into some predictions of who's going to the fashion whatever runway? Going to the runway.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV. Predictions.
need
Out of space.
I should have brought my crystal ball.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah,
Should have.
totally.
Well, who do you think is going home next week, aka Final 3? Michelle.
Maybe Fabio. I don't want him to, but I feel like he's struggling.
Okay. What about you, Mayte? Who do you think's going home?
I think it's maybe Stanley.
Okay.
I think Stanley is probably going to go home next week. So it's going to be between Anthony, Fabio, and Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely Stanley will be going to their little runway
That's
show
what I was
at the
thinking
end.
too. Otherwise,
He's
I would
gotten
have picked him
so
too.
much camera time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been kind of positive about everything on social media, whereas
He's
some of
kind
the
of one of the
designers
front runners.
aren't.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would go, and I also kind of would think Ken would go, being that he did so well this week, but also it's so close. They're going to pick who they want to pick. I think they're definitely going to want to see a collection from Fabio, too.
I think so.
So I think either next week they're going to send home Anthony or Ken. I would send home, just because I love what Ken did today, I would send home Anthony. I love him, but the show's almost over, so we don't really need him for comic relief anymore.
I do. I need him till the very end. If Anthony goes home next week, I'm going to be forever sad here. Like, I'm not going to have anything to say.
I would be.
I'm just kidding,
I
I'm
would
just kidding.
actually be interested to see what Fabio would do with, like, no restrictions. Like, if he just did, like, his thing.
You should look up his
Yeah.
last collection.
I
for All
don't do
Stars.
that because I like to be kind of surprised.
You should
by what they
after
do.
the show.
Yeah.
Because I think you would like it. You'd
Yeah.
get it then. You'd get him.
Well, I really liked what they had shown Ken, because they were like, Ken was like, yellow was like your big color. You know, you almost won your fashion week with that.
Right.
So when I saw what was coming down that runway, which I hadn't seen before, because I didn't catch his season, I was pretty impressed what he could do with time. Well, anything
We'll have
else?
to see.
Yeah, we will see.
What are they saying in the chat?
Oh, Jesus. Olga says final 2 will be Anthony and Stanley.
Okay.
And then Meg says, and if, what does he say? Although it looks like it's going to come down to Ken and Anthony for the 3rd spot in the preview for next week. Oh, okay. So I guess he saw a little preview. And if that's
I
not
don't
the
watch
case,
those. I
he
jump
said,
right off.
Yeah. He said if that's not the case, then his money is on Ken. And then Olga says Fabio will be going home next, and it will be Anne related. Oh my God. I love this theory. Yes, Olga.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Anne is behind a lot of people's downfalls sometimes.
We didn't talk about Anne today, but
Why?
we'll leave it till next week.
She got her outfit on the JCPenney wall. Well, anything going on with you guys? Any fashion stuff?
Same old, same old.
Same old, just pumping it out all the time.
Follow me on Instagram, y'all.
Yeah. I was telling the girls just before this show, I've got a new fashion line coming out. Well, it's not a new line, but I haven't put out a line in like 3 years. It's a menswear collection. I've been dropping little previews today. Be sure to check it out if you're so interested. At Michael X Shirley on Instagram. And tell everybody where they can find you, Michelle.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Uberreste, and my website is michelleUberreste.com.
And you can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _.
And as always, Michael Shirley, Michael X Shirley. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube and subscribe to us, and check out our iTunes if you want to listen to us as a podcast on the go, and write us a glowing review, and we'll just love you for it. Thanks so much for sticking around with us tonight, and we will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.